That's right, we're in Deerfield, and we're attacking the Deerfield River. Just about where the great Bardwell's Ferry train wreck occurred back in the late 19th century. And Hank feels this is going to be a buggy night.
It's got hatch potential.
And that's what we're looking for, because where we are is a part of the Deerfield that doesn't get a lot of pressure. It's down in a gorge, and there's a gorge that goes for 5 miles below it and above it. And you got to really be willing to hoof it and do a little mountain goat action. I've had a little problem on this particular section of the river.
You could get a good deal on that boat.
Oh, yeah, look at the tri-hull. Yeah, nice little personal lumber mill right there.
My guess is it's not for sale.
Probably not. That guy's got memories with it, and he doesn't want to part with it. But he's storing his lumber right down here, and he's aging those hardwood logs. But this looks like a good night to pursue the fishy critters down here in a part of the Deerfield that doesn't get a lot of pressure. And if you do want to get down there, sometimes you have to bring a rope. So Hank has spotted a couple of turkeys up there. One of them's laying down. There's got to be some pullets up there, maybe.
We got a hen and we got a tom that survived the season.
And the haying. The second agricultural revolution is ongoing.
May have been a nest destruction situation.
Should have been. Or the pullets got run over. Because the guy doesn't know.
The pulps.
Do they call them pulps? Pulps? I always call them pullets.
I understand.
You learn something new every day. But that's the thing about Western Mass that you don't know if you don't come out here is how much agricultural land is still being worked. Now, there's a lot of forestry growth, but there's also a lot of people that are still putting in their time on these smaller farms. It's pretty cool. Dairy being supported with haymaking, and that's what they've been doing out here for so long. Is
making guy out to the right.
Look at that.
Look
That's
at
prosperous.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Wow, 1812.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah. Beautiful. It's got that Grant Wood feel to it.
Look at this valley right here.
Yeah.
So you look down. That's Mount Tom in the background, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is.
Because we're not going over.
No, we're going to stop
Before the bridge.
We love that bridge.
Unless this little bridge is out, whatever little bridge.
Yeah, there's probably a little bridge up here that's out.
In which case, we're going to have the Dukes of Hazzard then.
And this railroad track will take us all the way up to Adams. If we continue on in that direction through the Hoosick Tunnel, and if we go the other way, we're going down to Greenfield. And this railroad line is the very same that witnessed the Bardwell's Ferry wreck. So it's kind of cool while we're getting squared away to have a train actually come by, because I'm sure you. Oh, Hank, there's one of the Western Mass whites right there.
There he is.
So we're here on the Deerfield. We've noticed that the water level's low, and this river is dam controlled. So it could be that they're just not letting water out right now.
It could also be that it goes up at any moment.
Yeah, that's the issue. We could be out there on a rock, and all of a sudden, and we had that happen to us before.
Folks, there's a be careful moment coming up. We're gonna have to,
yes, there is. Oh.
This is a very steep trail, and in a certain situation, a man could go down.
A man did once go down. We're at the trail, and since we're talking about the Bardwell's Ferry wreck, and we're looking at Hank descending.
We may have to talk about the Stand-Man wreck.
There was a wreck that was incurred here. So I descend through the understory. Hank is setting up on the river somewhere here. It's crystal clear. Beautiful, beautiful river. And right here, an accident was had once. I gotta be careful. Ooh, I just saw one rise. Yep, there's one rising right out here in front of me. What a beautiful river. So the river certainly is low. And we can see the tracks of Hank's size 14 feet. So we know he went west. So Hank is going with the dry fly up there under the bridge. And I'm starting out with the Euro nymph, as is my want. And it's so clear. I'm looking for rises. And I'll tell you, there's a lot of brookies in here. There's rainbows. And they're not going to be easy to see in this river. This river's full of boulders. It's beautiful. So the key is going to be to find a good current lane and just let the nymphs go down the current lane. And be ready. It's a good idea when you're fishing the Deerfield, which is dam controlled, and we're way down from the dam. So if we had checked the clock, we'd know when a dam release was coming, and that would have been a good idea, right? But if you didn't, keep your eye on a rock. You're surrounded by rocks that are out of the water. Like I'll look at this one right here, and it's about a foot out. Just keep your eye on that rock. Every once in a while, look at it and see if the water level has changed. You'll see it's dropping because you'll see the ring of wet rock around that rock. But if all of a sudden you notice that rock is starting to get a little deeper in the water, it's time to maybe head back where you came from, because it comes up quick and you can get marooned. And anybody that fishes the Deerfield for any length of time has been marooned. It's like a nice current slide right here. The current's sliding over these rocks, and there's no way this isn't holding fish right now. So I threw a dry fly on to investigate. Had that one come up close to me here. There's some deep pockets in here. So it could be anywhere, really. Looks like Hank is heading back south here under the bridge. Going lefty on the Euro. It's all about letting it get into these pockets. This river is filled with beautiful pockets in this area. There could be trout anywhere in very shallow water. Hank's got a wading stick, and this is a good river to have a wading stick. So don't fall. So when you're walking down the Deerfield, remember that you're walking on a trail that the native people used for thousands of years. And most recently it's called the Mohawk Trail because it was the trail by which Mohawk war parties came down out of Eastern New York, around the Hudson River where the big Mohawk villages were, where the Hudson meets the Mohawk, and raided the Pocumtuck and the Nipmuc and other native people that lived in this area, Norwottuck, Nonotuck, The last big raids were in the 1650s. Not that we're not going to see war parties coming down afterwards, but oh yeah, Hank. School of shad just went by. So Hank's had a little bit of action up there. He just missed one. And we've had a lot of shad come by. And I just almost fell on my butt. Nope. There we go. Oh! Action! Oh, and it popped off, darn it. It go like a bass, to be honest with you. Okay, I got to get some footage of Hank, who's managed to get one on here. He's claiming it's a good fish. Oh, that was a nice jump. Yeah, nice rainbow.
So here's a trick. See where my line is?
Yep.
On the rod. Now when I lift the rod, the fish should come
right to the net. I tell people that all the time. Oh yeah, look at a fat guy. He's a fatty.
Yeah, he's also going to come off.
Whoa, 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 that would have been good if he came off and you came off too.
That's a nice one. That's a nice fish. Let's say weedless. Oh, not a weedless.
You have to present the fish to the...
Man, I want to get him.
Oh, no.
It's all right. That's where he belongs.
That's all right. Oh, one just rose right in front of you.
Yeah, they're going crazy out there. As soon as that fish hit, they were going nuts.
Oh, yeah, they're really popping out in the middle, right on that run that you were talking about. There's like a current seam out there.
Yeah.
I can see them really banging there.
What color was it?
White with a little bit of brown. Oh, he's jumping. So we got a double. We're doubled up. We're doubled up.
Yeah, he's on the other side of the river.
You better chase him.
You don't have to come to me. It's a small fly, too.
Yeah, that's what I did. I put on a much smaller fly than what I had.
Coming right at you. That means when he runs, I got to be careful not to let him come off.
You're scaring him.
Coming right at you. Oh, good.
Okay, we got our hand up. Oh! I got me a nice fall fish.
This one's solidly larger than the last one.
I can't get over there. There's too much deep water between us.
He's a big fish. Holy crap. He might come off.
Oh my God, that's a big fish. I gotta come over there.
He might be 20 inches.
He's 20 inches. You can tell by the size of him. That's usually how it works with inches. Oh man, Hank, that's bigger than 20. That's 22.
Oh.
All right, I'm working my way over. We got to do a glamour shot.
Wow, that's a good.
Back yourself over to the shallow water. I got a fish in my net. You got a fish in yours. We're gonna get a glamour shot over here. Now while he gets his off,
Hooked right in the jaw. Perfect.
I'm gonna get mine off.
Perfect fish. Look at that. Perfect hook.
It is beautiful fall fish.
It is a big fall fish. Oh shit.
Do not let him go.
Well, I can't get the hook out.
Or we'll operate inside.
Jesus, he's out of the net. Look at him swimming there. He's tired. I want to save him. Watch yourself. Here.
Fall fish.
I still can't get the hook out of him.
But let's just get a video. You know, we got this thing. We can see how big it is. That is a big, big rainbow. Now let's do a glamour shot with the phone. I got it.
All right, but I want to get him.
Photo. Let me get my glasses off because I want to do this right. Okay. You're going to pick him up, belly him toward me like we see him. No, he ain't.
Yeah, he is. I'm terrible at this.
Face the face toward me. Head. Yeah. Right there.
All right.
Mr. Smallmouth. No, it's smallmouth. Yes. Mr. Smallmouth. So Hank is currently struggling to tie a fly on. And I'm up on the bank watching for rises. And it's interesting to think when you look at the height of that railroad bridge, that the railroad bed up above us is the same height. And you imagine a eastbound train going over a culvert. And I found that most of the railroad accidents that I've done any research on all occur because there's been a new locomotive that's bigger than the old locomotive, right? And they haven't done the upkeep and the adjustment of the actual railroad itself, meaning the infrastructure of that railroad, like bridges and culverts, and it ends up that that's what fails. It's not the locomotive, it's the bridge, it's the culvert. And can you imagine 5 cars just rolling down into the river here? It's just crazy to think about. With the loss of life of 11 people, including 2 very young children. And these are steam engines, right? So you think about that. You're talking about a bomb. A steam locomotive is a bomb. So if you were up near the engineer survived the actual descent to the river and was able to make his way back up onto the railroad bed itself, preventing another train from following. I guess he stumbled down to a farm with fatal steam burns. He would die of those burns, but put the warning out. He's on again.
Not as good, but he's good.
He thought it was bigger. It's not a bad fish.
Probably about a 14-inch rainbow.
And you're not held. Letting down a lot of people. I'm just the cameraman today.
I don't know that this is a big fish, but it ain't a small fish.
Oh, that's a good jump I missed because I was walking over here.
He's coming right to you, Stan, man. You can net him for me, I'm terrible. It was a gorgeous hit. I don't know if it's a gorgeous hit.
Beautiful jump. I'd say it's a 13, 14.
Oh!
Oh, no.
Knot came out.
Oh, no.
She got-
Was it the knot?
It's
Oh.
all right. I'm done and I'm happy.
You realize that I'm editing this so I can make that other fish go away and just put this on. I can make the other fish happen before.
There was a high chance of not error.
It was another good day at a really good spot here on the Deerfield River, and guess what? There's spot after spot after spot after spot, and it's packed. Look at all the people fishing, just like the Swift. We're like literally shoulder to shoulder with people here, as you can see.
I actually caught fish here, unlike the Swift where the fish just swim around at my feet
Exactly.
and look at me like, hey, idiot.
Yeah, so you say the Deerfield River, and the Deerfield River's got the catch and release area up top, and then it's got this awesome set of gorges that don't get really touched much. Everybody that fishes here does it out of the drift boats, or a lot of the guys do. I don't even think they can't even drift here. We're up above where they put in. You know, so it's pretty cool. It's like pretty much water that you generally are going to own if you come here. And it's on the Mohawk Trail. You could find an arrowhead. This is literally the scene of a near-death experience, and I don't know how I don't know. I ended up down here.
So, if you look up this trail, which you can't even see, at the top there's some roots. The stand man attempted to scale the roots and let go. Upon which I looked back, and he was in a horizontal position somewhere around my rod tip. He ended up
Down
here on the rocks.
Somewhere in these rocks.
Fortunately, as a gymnast,
yes.
He
A state
bounces.
champion.
bumbles bounce. So
I actually feel like I went over that rock.
just to give you an idea how steep this is, I'm going to walk up there and you're going to see what you're dealing with. 'Cause
Now remember, at that time you were suffering vertigo and I was trying to spot you.
I don't think that's it.
I also had a rainbow that died in my net, remember?
We lost them to the accident.
The bones of that rainbow are somewhere under our feet.
It could be fossilized. This is it. This is the danger zone right here. It's like the field of Everest right here.
Right there, look at that. The Hillary Step.
Man, let's go. He goes down.
From there, right down here and
Probably
into the
30 feet.
rocks. Yeah, and it was in a barrel roll, so I really felt good about it.
Horizontal positioning.
I gotta admit, it did hurt a little.